I just gotta ask, why is he wearing a jacket? It is hot outside. You can see the entire audience using a fan here.
And we'll be lifting that hood up for you a little bit later.
Mass adoption is happening in crypto because of Robinhood. So let's take a look. Robinhood EU customers are going to get perpetual futures, and the US is going to get it too once approved from the CFTC. So they're waiting for that approval. They have all the technology ready, and if approved, then it'll also launch out to US users. Now, they actually make this interesting because they cut down the traditional perpetual futures trading from 20 clicks down to 6. So yeah, we're going to see a lot more degenning, advanced mobile charts for US users. You can trade directly from the chart and more. Tax lots. Basically, you can sell the crypto based on when you got it. So, if capital gains are owed on something that you sold and held, for a long time, that tax rate is going to be a lot lower than something you held for less than a year. So this is a nice feature that they are adding if you are trading crypto in the US, where you have a little more flexibility of what you're selling and your tax obligations. Crypto staking is coming to US users, already available for EU. We're also going to see stock tokens in the EU so they can have access to US stocks on chain 24/5. Yeah, 5 days a week, 24 hours a day, and eventually in phase 2, 24/7. So Robinhood wants to be the one platform for everything investing, perpetuals, stock and ETF tokens, and crypto. And to enhance the crypto side of things, they are launching Robinhood Chain. They are using Arbitrum's technology to launch their own layer 2 blockchain to bring their Robinhood customers on chain, which opens up a lot of different opportunities. So I would be very bullish for whoever is building on Robinhood Chain. And we're also going to see private company stock tokens. This means companies like OpenAI and SpaceX that aren't publicly traded yet and are still private companies, you can trade it. That's pretty much what happened, but I'd appreciate it if you stick around for the whole video, and we'll dig into some of these details if you need a little more explanation, because yeah, I'm trying to grow this channel, and it's better if people hang out and watch more of it. So let's start off with the full keynote, well, at least highlights of it. And this is how it started. So we have this nice car. It's driving through the south of France. We have someone parking and braking, getting a briefcase. Who is going to be this driver? And he's driving even faster. He's trying to get somewhere, and he's driving and he's driving. There's a lot of hype to this video. There are a lot of moments here, lots of different angles they filmed, lots of shots they had to set up. So consider all of that, and they're arriving in the city. They're getting closer to their destination. I think we see Vlad, the CEO of Robinhood. He's pulling up. There's no other cars there. Takes off his sunglasses, gets the briefcase, meets up these other two people. They're walking in. They're going to the back. We see the Robinhood logo over the pool, and we see people sitting out here. Now, as an event space, this is a little strange because you need graphics, you have an audience, and it kind of goes on for a while, and probably not the most comfortable time, especially in the summer, to be wearing a jacket, to be out in the heat, giving a long presentation. Because if I was a guest here, I would have been way more comfortable indoors in a more climate-controlled environment. So Chairman and CEO of Robinhood, Vlad Tenev. All right, let me know in the comments, was that too much hype for the introduction of a keynote saying, hey, this is what we're doing. We're launching new products and services to our customers.
So another exciting addition to our US app is our AI investing assistant, Cortex. So from now on, if you're wondering why your favorite crypto is going up or down or sideways, Cortex will give you the context of all the events that happened recently on the crypto detail page of the token you're interested in.
I actually really like that. We do need products like this in crypto. We also need products that tell us when to sell. Like, hey, your portfolio is doing terrible. Look at the coins you're holding. There's no updates. There's no development. The user base is decreasing constantly. There's no more TVL. There's no users. So hopefully we can see products like that in the future for our crypto portfolio managers. If not, we'll build one.
And I'm not sure if you have tried a Robinhood Gold credit card yet. It very quickly became my number 1 card in my wallet. To recap one of its main benefits, you get cash back for every category, no matter what your net worth is. The very annoying thing, though, is that I don't want cash back. I want more crypto.
All right, so it's a crypto cashback card.
So later this year, we'll be launching Crypto Redemption, where customers can actually automatically purchase their favorite token using the regular gold card or one of our brand new crypto card design right here.
Basically, Robinhood Gold card, you can redeem it for cryptocurrencies. Yeah, you can get a logo with the Ethereum, Bitcoin, XRP, whatever they support. And this turns out to be one of the best credit cards I've seen with no annual fee. You have to reserve your spot now. 3% cashback on all purchases with no annual fee, no foreign transaction fees, and you get cash back in the form of crypto. It is stainless steel, it weighs 17 grams, and is a Visa signature card.
So you'll be happy to hear that starting today, staking, yes, staking, is now available in the US.
Okay, so this is the staking rate you get for staking Ethereum and Sol in the Robinhood app for US customers.
So for both our EU and US customers, if you deposit crypto before July 7, we'll boost that amount by 2%.
That's pretty nice. All right, let's see what the disclaimer said. For the US crypto deposit match, bonus is paid in cash into your self-directed individual brokerage account and applies to eligible net crypto deposits from an external address to your crypto account between June 24 and July 7. So yeah, you only have a few days left if you're watching this video when it launched. Potential bonus deductions will be pulled from your self-directed individual brokerage account. Bonus offered by Robinhood Crypto LLC. Additional terms and conditions apply. For EU crypto deposit match, bonus is paid in crypto and applies to eligible net crypto deposits from an external address to your account. So yeah, great for US and EU customers that want to get a 2% bonus on their crypto, paid in cash for US users, paid in crypto for EU. Now, this sounds great if you're already using something like Coinbase. Maybe you have some Bitcoin or Ethereum sitting there and you want to get a 2% bonus instantly. Well, you bring it over to Robinhood, and I don't think you'll be suffering any kind of tax situation. So I guess if you're in one of these systems in the US and you're just kind of holding your assets there, shifting them around to Robinhood for this bonus might be a pretty good deal.
7 will boost that amount by 2%, with no deposit goal to it and no limit to how much you can earn. And don't worry, if you already deposited as part of this promotion, you will get the 2%. So when we designed perpetual futures on Robinhood, we worked to make it as seamless as possible, much more intuitive, and less frustrating.
Now, before we get started, by a show of hands, how many people here have actually traded perps? Okay,
Degens,
looks
all
like a
fucking
lot of you have never
degens.
traded them before. So for those who don't know, you can just sort of break down the name.
I don't really go with the technical definition for perpetuals and futures. People say perps, futures, derivatives, they all kind of do the same thing. And that's just when you have more leverage or more power with your investment funds. So let's say you have $100 and you do 10x Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes up by 100%, you get 10 times more than the amount you had to invest. But if Bitcoin goes down by 10%, you are liquidated. So there are pros and cons to this. If used properly, you can get rich very quickly, but you also have to consider those amounts are estimates. You also have to include fees, funding fees, especially if you have this position for a long period of time. Now, in my early days, I got into BitMEX because I was trying to get rich and quick. I was trying to get rich quick in crypto, as we do, as we degenerate gamblers do. And I lost a lot of Bitcoin. And this is in the early days of like 2017, 2018. It was a mistake. And I got in because like, oh, you could try it for free. You could do paper trading. You get a feel for it. And then in reality, you lose your Bitcoin and then regret it many years later. So something to consider, but opportunities if used moderately.
All right, I think we can go bullish.
All right, let's do it. Let's be long. They can probably figure out what you need to do here to trade perpetuals instead of spot. You just tap on the card and you're now on the perpetuals page for ETH. So let's place a long ETH order. As we're queuing this, we can clearly see how much margin is available and move the slider left to right to choose the order size. Currently, customers can select up to 3x leverage, but in the future, we plan to expand the options for more advanced customers.
3x leverage, that's very reasonable. So they don't want people getting liquidated. They don't want people doing 10x, 50x, 400x, which is available on some platforms that have no KYC. I would never do that though, because you're pretty much gambling, and that can fluctuate in just an instant, and then you lose all your money. So 3x is incredibly reasonable for leverage trading, and they simplify a lot of the technicals here. So that's what Robinhood is really good at. They make investing and trading so simple that it's intuitive. You don't need YouTube tutorials to understand it, and they have the potential of bringing many people into the blockchain world, into investing, into trading. Now, we also have to read the disclaimer at the very bottom here. I know it's going to be a little blurry, but it says, crypto perpetual futures trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for all investors. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Available for EU customers only, not available in the US. Again, they mentioned later in the video that this will be available for US customers in the future once it is approved by the CFTC. So they have it ready to go, and they can also add more leverage, but they're still easing into it to test out the customer experience, because if customers get liquidated doing 50x Bitcoin leverage, they're not going to be happy.
As we're queuing this, we can clearly see how much margin is available and move the slider left to right to choose the order size. Currently, customers can select up to 3x leverage, but in the future, we plan to expand the options for more advanced customers. So we took the innovative ladder that our team designed for futures in the US, and we made our own profit and loss ladder. So you can track the price of ETH moving in real time and decide when to take profit by moving the slider here, let's say about 10%, and easily set up a stop loss to help protect your capital, let's say below 5%. Well, it's ETH, so maybe 8%.
That's really nice. Again, Robinhood is really good at making these features very intuitive, very easy to use, and this gives you more access to the advanced features you probably would have neglected because it's too complicated.
We're really excited to announce that it is now possible for our European customers to get exposure to hundreds of major US stocks like Apple, Nvidia, and Amazon, in addition to ETFs, in tokenized form, all on chain, with thousands more coming by the end of the year. Introducing stock tokens on Robinhood.
Someone screamed in the audience. I don't know if they encouraged the audience to clap, or there were people in the back that said, oh, we got to clap right now, and see if people follow along, or if some people were actually waiting like, oh, is there another more exciting announcement? Because stock tokens have kind of been available on some platforms for a while now, including Binance. Oh, and the disclaimer at the very bottom, US stock and ETF tokens trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for all investors. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Available for EU customers only, not available in the US, which kind of sucks because in the US you are really limited to the trading hours of the US stock market, and you're not free to trade 24/7 like you are on chain.
Here, on the left side of the screen, you'll see the US app where you can buy equities the traditional way. On the right, the EU app with stock tokens. So starting from this page, let's say we're interested in Apple. We're going to enter in the amount I want to buy, about 100 euros of Apple. Hit review. Swipe up. And your trade is complete. And that is it. You won't be missing out on dividends by holding stock tokens. You'll get those payments, along with any stock splits that might happen, directly into the account where you're holding your tokens.
Private company stock tokens, OpenAI and SpaceX, they are not publicly traded, but if you're in the EU, you have access to them, which kind of sucks if you're in the US. This is only for EU customers, and US, you gotta wait until that becomes available. So
we'll give you a week to onboard. Then we're going to release all the tokens. So as long as you're a Robinhood EU customer, you'll be able to claim what we believe are the world's first OpenAI and SpaceX private stock tokens on a decentralized blockchain.
And they also announced they are launching Robinhood Chain. They are building on Arbitrum, a layer 2 blockchain that makes Ethereum transactions faster and cheaper. Now, I recently did a video on Arbitrum explaining how that works, so I'm going to leave a link in the description. I highly recommend checking that out because there's Arbitrum Orbit, a universe of blockchains. Basically, this is interoperability with other blockchains using Arbitrum technology. So all these chains use Arbitrum, and now they're also going to be interoperable with the Robinhood blockchain when it becomes available. So I'd say there are a lot of opportunities on chain, and that's what you got to be looking to if you want to be early, and you also got to minimize your risk. So I'd say get there early, look for those airdrops, look for those things gaining traction, and you'll do all right. Be sure to follow this channel and my socials for more updates on what's going on in crypto. Maybe we'll look at more things as Robinhood Chain goes live and different products building there, as well as other things happening in crypto. Feel free to join the community as well because we discuss things going on. All right, if this video was helpful, you know what to do. And with that, I hope you got your full value for today.